Hey guys, this is Agatha here with 360 Booth Expert again, and this is a super important topic that a lot of people ask. Um, so what do I do when somebody wants to book me, right? Like, what do I do next? So I made a little checklist for you guys, so that way you guys don't forget any of these items. They're very important elements when you're booking a customer. So number one, after you do your spiel on your pricing and everything, and they're like, yes, I want to book. Now what next? What do I do next? Okay. So the way I have it set up for myself is I'm going to show you my website. So this is my website right here. When somebody wants to reserve, I just let them know, go ahead and complete this form. Once you've done so, we will send you an invoice. You can do the minimum deductible or minimum deposit of non-refundable deposit, I should say, 50%, okay? Or you may also pay in full. All payments should be complete at least 2 weeks before the event date, okay? So make sure you get all your payments in before, because you don't want to come the day of and somebody forgets to pay you, or somebody's just too intoxicated to pay you. You name it. I've been through every scenario. The main idea is getting paid before your event date, so that way you go in, do your service, and get out, okay? Um, they may cancel at any time, however, they will forfeit their deposits. Okay, so that's a huge thing. Or what I like to do to be very reasonable, because of COVID and all these things, obviously these things are just happening more and more. So some, like for instance, I have an event that happened was supposed to happen in December, and they ended up moving it to like the end of January. And I told them that was totally fine as long as I had the date available. Then I would go ahead and just move it over. Had I not had it available, then I'd probably have somebody subcontract it and do it for me. But that's a whole different story. We'll do another video on subcontracting. But this one, yeah, they may reschedule if they would like, or if you want to be very strict, they will forfeit their deposits, okay? So the next thing that we're going to ask is for them to send us any like digital artwork or invitations. That way we can, when we're designing our photo strip, we can go into that whole design aspect later. But this is what I asked for. This was the first thing on the checklist. First of all, what's the date, right? That's the first thing. Are we going to do next Saturday, March 19th? What's the name of the person that we're going to go ahead and provide the service to? We need their email address. We need their phone number, the time of service. So like, let's say for instance, 5 to 10, 3 to 7, 6 to 10, whatever the hours is, they can type that in there. We need the package that they want. So which photo booth package they want. You're also going to also put in how much they booked for. So if they booked 2 hours at 360 for the 360 booth, for a total of, I don't know, $750, that's what you're going to write in there. You're also going to write in the event address, not the billing address, but the event address. I only need the event address, so that way when we're ready to go out and do the event on Saturday, we know where to type it in. I always give the customer the option to type it in, because come the day of the event, if they typed in the wrong address and I show up at the wrong address, we're going to make them accountable. Okay, so make sure they either text you, or like what I said, get a digital invitation. That way that's locked in and you don't have any issues. And then any notes that they want to include, usually like weddings, when you do weddings, they'll say, oh, well, obviously the bride, you're not going to be able to be in contact with the bride that day, right? So they'll give you like the wedding coordinator's information, or hey, my sister's going to be doing the decorations, so get in contact with her in case if you have any issues when you get there and you need to find the setup location. So those are just the basic things that you're going to ask for. That's under event details, so that'll take care of number one. Number two, which is the super important thing, obviously we do want to get paid. So normally what we do is like family, friends, I'll do like Zelle, or if you want, create a Venmo account, or you can also create a free PayPal account. If you create a PayPal account, that'll give you the option to do invoicing. So for those companies like corporate clients, they'll say, hey, send me an invoice and then I'll pay it. So PayPal invoicing is a totally separate thing. We'll go into another video on that. But there's so many ways to get payment. There's Cash App. There's other things out there too, so take a look at those. These are my personal favorite. Another thing that you're going to ask for is, which we already kind of went over, is ask for the digital invitation. So that way you have the exact address, you have the invitation. Some events that you go to, they'll ask you to show your invitation. So it's good to have that on hand. And it'll also give you an idea of what kind of, like if you see the event and it's like a Great Gatsby invitation, you already know that a Great Gatsby, it's going to be like black and gold with those little, Art Deco designs. You know that's what they're going to probably want to see on their photo strip. So that's why I ask for that for design purposes. Okay. If you want to learn more about design, there's a totally separate video on design that you can go ahead and click on. Another thing that I always ask is what text they would want to see on the actual video, right? So if it's like Allison's quinceañera, right? So there's some people are like, oh, I want to have it say Allison's quinceañera. Some people will say Miss Quince Allison, and then the date. So you want to ask that ahead of time. That way, it just eliminates problems for you as far as designing goes, and it makes it a lot faster and smoother. Another thing too that I ask for is I do provide props. So I always ask, since they're already renting out tables and chairs already, they can add another one for me. I do not like to take an extra table. It's just an extra headache, an extra load of equipment that I have to take off. So I always ask them, please provide a table and linen for props. And 99% of the time, they always say, yes, we can do it. If they can't, not a problem. We won't provide props. So that's that. The next one is if you guys need power. I always have power, just at least 25, my own devoted outlet within 25 feet of my setup. Majority of my stuff is wireless. However, there are times where, let's say for instance, I forget to charge something. I have the outlet accessible to me in case I need to charge something for whatever reason. Or if you need to connect your photo booth, you have that outlet ahead of time. There's some people that will set you up, let's say in a barn, and there's literally no power for over 200 feet. You want to be prepared for those situations. So always ask for an outlet within 25 feet. Most of the extension cords are 25 feet. If they need something longer, it's something that the customer should be accountable. You should hold them accountable for and say, hey, if I need 100 feet, let me know I need 100 feet. If I need 25 feet, at least you're covered with a 25 footer. You can get those from Home Depot, Walmart. Make sure you're using the heavy duty 14 gauge extension cords if you're going to be doing something like heavy duty. But 14 gauge always works for us. Next thing, I always ask for a minimum of 10 by 10 space minimum, and that's literally just one whole square. That way I can set up my my 360, my photo booth, whatever I'm doing, my backdrop, and I have enough space and it's not super tight. With the 360, because you have the arm spinning, you want to make sure you have enough space and you're not hitting anybody. It's mainly just for safety. So once you tell them that it's for safety, that's a key thing, okay? So they're going to be like, yeah, not a problem. And then another thing, I know these are kind of like a very basic knowledge for us, but these customers, believe it or not, they will set you up on dirt. They will set you up on on grass. So I always ask, please provide me a flat surface on concrete, no slope. I cannot be on a hill because obviously that's going to be dangerous. You need to be on a flat surface. You always make sure you ask for that. Because, like I said, I've been put in situations where it's just, they're like expecting you to set up on a hill and we already know that's not going to work. So just to eliminate issues for you when you get to your event, make sure you say this to your customer, okay? And then last but not least, you're going to email your contract or your agreement to your customer. This is the agreement that you can easily download from our portal. You can easily ask them, just go over it, go ahead and just edit this, put your company name in there, put your percentages in there, all of that in here. Go ahead and edit that to you specifically, so that way it's literally made for you and your business. So I can't stress this enough. Get that contract signed immediately. That way you hold your customers accountable. They know what your terms and agreement are before doing business with you. And let's say, for instance, like they're like, you go to an event and somebody's drunk and then they break something, right? You want to make sure that they're held accountable and somebody's going to pay for that service. That's what that contract is for, is making your customer accountable for anything that goes wrong. Okay, and it also protects you. So be sure to download it, edit it, and use that every single event. Okay, so if this video helped you guys out, awesome. Smash that little like button. Be sure to watch more of our videos as we go into different things a little more in depth. And these are things that we think that you should, as a rental owner, should understand and really practice. Alrighty? Okay, guys, thanks for your time, and we'll see you guys in the next video.